Hello everybody and welcome back to Best Friends Who?
Bow chicka wow wow.
Yeah.
That was actually really good. I had a little riff going there.
Yeah.
Bow chicka wow wow.
James thinks he can actually sing.
I know. No. I've always used to go. My school used to be half an hour away from my home. I used to drive with my mum. I used to sing in the car. My mum said, "Do you know what? You could actually sing, you know." And then I thought, I was 8 to like 15. I was thinking, Mum's probably just saying that to be nice. But then that's encouraging me to sing in the car when if I was shit, she wouldn't want me to sing. Do you see what I'm saying?
Or maybe she was just being a nice mum.
Yeah. Do you think I can sing?
I think you've got the voice.
Yeah.
Like what's the word?
I've got the raw talent.
You've got that. You've got a deepness to your voice, which I think you could do a lot with if you had the correct teacher.
Yeah.
Because you can go really low, but you can also go really high.
So if
you're like a little pubescent child.
Wait,
hold on a minute.
That's a bit weird.
No, I meant like you know Justin Bieber before he hit puberty, he could go really high pitch, and he'd be like, "Hey!"
Okay, let me try. Baby, lock them doors and turn the lights down low. Put some music on the soft and slow. My nose is really...
One thing, you're really good at accents as well. And I feel like if you're good at accents, then you must be good at singing.
Here's one. Bane. From Batman. I was born in the dark. Was that
I've
good?
never watched Batman.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Who's someone that you would know? And that wouldn't get me in trouble. Because I've got Obama in the locker, but I ain't going to bring out Obama.
You've got a what in the locker?
I was going to Obama.
What's Obama?
Obama.
I thought you said I've got Obama. Like, I've got Obama.
Well, what's that
like,
then?
who's that? I don't know.
No,
you tell me.
I've got Obama in the lockers, but I feel like if I bring that out on the podcast, it could go one or two ways.
Well, let's just
move on.
I'm just going to pretend that you didn't even say that.
Okay.
How's everyone's week been today, guys?
I can tell you how everyone's week's been because we've got a new segment called
You're right.
Yay! From Mini Man. So thank you very much for coming on the YouTube to tell us what the segment should be called. So how was everybody's week? Well, I'll tell you, Isabella, thank you for asking. I crapped my pants while receiving an award. Then as I was walking out, it dropped out behind me.
Oh.
So that's not...
Oh, I'm
depending
so sorry.
what the award was for.
I thought my week was bad, but that is embarrassing.
Oh, it gets worse. Sewage leaked into the exam room during one of our A-levels and we all got evacuated.
That sounds like amazing.
Well, yeah, one, it sounds amazing, but it sounds like us.
Oh,
we had
yeah.
sewage come from us.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Guess what, guys? It's been 3 weeks and do we have hot water still?
Nope.
No, we do not.
Maybe it's a trending topic at the moment.
Sewage is just... It's a trend. It's a little fad. Pretty shit. My boyfriend of 9 months broke up with me.
Oh.
Minute trash.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, babe.
Sorry, Bubba. Sorry.
Not Bubba. I've spoke about this. I hate Bubba. Next.
Shit. I had my arsehole ripped open when I had anal. Well, that's what it's meant for. Do you know what I mean? Sorry. Sorry.
James. Oh my god, I wasn't expecting that. That's a bit too much.
It's a bit TMI, isn't it?
Yeah,
we're here for that.
4 minutes into the podcast and you're telling me about someone's ripped anus.
And you're describing me as a pubescent child.
Yeah,
so,
okay, well that was an accident.
That's one
you know
for
what
one.
I meant.
Started talking to a singer on Tinder, hit it off, but he's going on tour for 3 months.
Who's the singer?
Yeah, give us the fucking deets, man. You've got to name the singer. Do you know what I
Who's
mean?
going on? Okay, someone needs to do
Lewis
some
Capaldi.
research. Who's going on tour in 3 months' time?
Lewis Capaldi.
Is he actually?
I don't know.
Oh.
Who could it be? Someone find out for us, yeah?
Yeah, someone do the digging.
My boyfriend cheated on me with my best friend. They don't know I know. Film it.
Film it? What do you mean?
Get
like Jeremy Kyle vibe?
Yeah. Yo, fucking... No, I didn't. Then why did the lie detector say this?
That is...
You're lying.
Can you imagine? If I got with your best mate?
Oh, which of my mates would you get with? Be careful, they've all got misses. And they all probably listen to the podcast.
That's disgusting.
So you wouldn't get with any of my friends? That's horrible. Why would you say that? My friends are lovely people. Why wouldn't you get with them? Can't believe you said that.
All right, I'll get with... No,
oh, God, that would have been... I was panicking a little bit there. Bad, actually. My dog ate my AirPod whilst I was listening to your podcast and I cried.
AirPods are expensive nowadays, so I feel for you.
But you can, if they only eat one, or if they only ate one, you can also get a replacement for 75 quid.
Really?
Yeah, you can replace per AirPod.
Can you actually?
Yeah, and you can buy a new charging case if they ate that too.
Oh.
But maybe it's a time for an upgrade. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. Like, for example, we saw Post Malone the other day, right? And we surprised my friend Izzy with tickets for her birthday. And on the tube back, she actually lost her phone. But it was one of those moments where it was shit at the start, but then everything happens for a reason, because her phone really did need an upgrade. So it was kind of like a sign from the universe saying, sort your fucking phone out. But it was actually kind of crazy, because a guy literally just came on and yeeted it out of her pocket without any of us seeing.
Yeah, because obviously when you leave a concert in like wherever you go in London, the tubes are rammed. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
sardines, mate. Came on, pushed in, gave a little sign language to another guy. I thought the guy was deaf, so that's why I thought they were doing sign language. I'm not even being funny. I was like, you know, I'm not gonna start being like, oh, what the fuck you doing, mate? Because if he's deaf, and I was like, that's rude from me. So I just didn't say anything. And then little do you know, stole the phone off you, and it was the day before her birthday as well. Do you know what I mean?
See, we're not from London, so we're just naive to this bad behaviour by some people in this horrible, horrible dark world. But she also found it on Find My iPhone in Dubai now. So
my mum's got it. She bloody nicked it. Imagine that. No, that'd be weird. Mum's got a little side hustle stealing people's phones from the UK and selling them. But what?
But so it just threw me off guard there for a minute. But a lot of things happened in Dubai. Not in Dubai, in at Post Malone, didn't it?
It did. You know what? Post Malone, that's my first ever concert I went to. So Post Malone was my first ever concert. Went about, 3 weeks ago? Never really spoke about it. I never even posted on socials. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, one of those events I just wanted to go to and experience, because I love Posty.
Yeah, can I just say, that was the first concert I've been to, and I didn't get my phone out once. I felt so cool. I was like, wow, I'm really living in the moment. Because normally I have my phone and I'm just like filming most of it.
I filmed the whole fucking thing, man. Because luckily I'm like, 6'7".
Yeah, because you're a giant, mate, compared to everyone else.
And I had the view. I could see Posty. Like, he can see me in the eyes, and we just locked eyes for a moment. I'm like, get that on camera. And I was filming him. And then obviously when we got there, we were quite early, and we got to near the front. We were standing, but we weren't in the golden circle. Do you know what I'm saying? So we're like, there's a little barrier, and we're right by that. And it was getting busier behind us, busier and busier. Obviously none of us at the front wanted to move, so we started we knew who was next to us. We were kind of having like semi conversations, excited, or who's playing tonight. And then this one really taller than me, pushed right in front of me. And everyone's like, what the fuck is he doing? What's he doing? Yeah. Then he started moving over into the front of this other girl, then in the front of you, kept moving, shifting over. And everyone was like whispering. I was like, well, Isabel's like, say something. I was like, nah, I don't want to do it.
I'm not being funny. If you push in, that's rude. But it's another thing when you're as tall as James and you're just pushing through the crowd and deciding wherever you want to go. Like, no, everyone has their assigned area. So I'm like, James, stick up for yourself. Like, don't allow that. Don't allow this random boy in your girlfriend's personal space, because he is up. He could grind if he wanted to. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. I didn't let it slide. I went, listen here, sir. Listen here. Fuck off. And everyone was like, yeah, well done. And I'm like, Post Malone wasn't even out at that point, but he invited me backstage after that. He was like, you're a fucking hero. That didn't happen, but I did tell him to go away, and he did. And I just got this really weird kind of like butterflies in my stomach, like shit was about to go down. And it kind of bugged me, because I got really, really amped up for no reason. Like, really like, okay, who's going to throw the first punch here? And it wasn't. It was literally just like, oh, mate, you need to move because you're blocking everybody. Went, oh, sorry, man, and walked off. But I was like, I'm going to fucking throw hands, you little cunt.
Like, in your head.
So, like, amped up in my head, man.
Maybe just the fear of speaking up. Or maybe the fear of the unknown, that they might react in a way that might cause,
Oh no, it's definitely that. I just don't.
You want some? I get ya.
Yeah, confrontation's not my thing. But I was thinking about it on the train. I was just like, and a couple of days later, I was like, why did that fucking bug me so much? And I'm thinking like, okay, like if I ever got into a fight, what would I do? Do you know what I mean? How would it ever go down? And then I thought, well, no, I've been in a fight before, but it was like the worst possible first fight to ever be in. Like, so basically, I got bottled in London. My first ever fight. And it was in a McDonald's, and it was like the worst. Like, all these factors, London, a bottle and McDonald's, they don't mix together very well. Do you know what I'm saying? So to give you the backstory, I was clubbing with my mates, you know, just cutting shapes, trying to get some Sheilas going. None of us got any girls, so we fucked off early to McDonald's, right? And I was trying to be a vegan at that point. Just, I don't know why, I couldn't really afford meat, so I thought cheaper, vegan, just eat no meat. And I was in Mackey's, and we're all a little bit drunk, we're not really drunk. And I ordered my food, and fucking hell, I somehow ordered a chicken wrap, and I was fuming. I was eating it anyway. And I was standing there, and I was talking to my mate, and I was like, oh, Callum, mate, it's so fucking annoying. I just ordered a chicken wrap. Woof! Just a wet floor sign flew across the McDonald's and like nearly hit an employee. And everyone was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I turned, and it was these two 35, 40-year-old, really old, drunk men coming in and speaking a foreign language. But like screaming it. And I had no idea what was going on, had no idea what they're saying. But my best mate, Callum, yeah, he's from Ecuador. And luckily, or weirdly enough, they were speaking Ecuadorian, so he knew exactly what they were saying. So he started shouting them in Ecuadorian back at them, saying like, "Don't fucking do that," you know, pick up the wet floor sign, like. And they were really shouting at each other. Yeah, I kind of was like, "What's going on?" They're getting really close, and I've never been in a fight before, but these guys were a lot taller than my friend Callum. My friend Callum's quite small, so I stepped in and I was like, "Guys, if you want to fucking fight, let's do it outside," not knowing really what I said. And then I just got all this adrenaline rushed up at me. One of the Ecuadorian guys was like, no, sorry, man, sorry. Oh, you know, this guy's really loose. He's really drunk. I'm really sorry about that. And then walked off, and we kind of all stepped back a little bit and have a breather. And then I turn around, and out of nowhere, he's just beating up my other mate from at the bottom of the Mackey's, who's ordering some food, waiting for some food, beating the shit out of him, right? Punched him, pretty much knocked him out, got his foot, sort of stomping on his head. And he had glasses, so his glasses cutting to his face, stomping on his head. Everyone was screaming in McDonald's. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Can I just say, guys, the reason why I'm not reacting in a shocked way is because I've heard this story about 1,000 times, and I don't know how you guys haven't heard it already.
Oh, fuck off.
But I'm gonna react. Oh my god, no way, James.
Fuck off.
That's so scary, dude.
Well, okay, let me speed it up a little bit. Basically, I jumped in, tried to save the bloke, didn't happen. And we're like, guys, let's get a Bolt, let's get an Uber, let's get out of here. So I'm out waiting for an Uber, and I ordered an XL because there was 5 of us, and you normally sit 6 in there. A man brings a 4-seater car, mate, and I'm like, mate, let me just please lie on top of my mates. We need to go. Like, it's getting fucking serious. At this point, I didn't realise the police were called, and we were like, please, can we just go?
Well, the thing is, it's scary. Do you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
it's like if you're about to get kidnapped or a murderer's about to come get you.
No,
you just need to.
Oh yay!
Shot time.
Oh, shot. One day I'll finish this story, guys. Right.
So where were you? You were trying to get into the taxi.
Yeah, so I was trying to get into
a
a taxi,
seater.
and he said it wouldn't allow it, and I was like, mate, I need to go. And then all I hear from the side of me was a massive shout, and I didn't know what he was saying. And I turned, and it was the 2 Ecuadorian guys, and they were coming up to me like pretty quick. And they were like really in my face, and I was like, I'm really sorry, I don't know what happened, but we're just gonna go, like, I'm really sorry, man, like, let's just leave it as that. And they were just getting really up in my face, and I don't know why I decided to push one and smack him as hard as I can on the jaw. And then the other guy just went, fuck that, got a bottle and slashed it, hit across my face hit the back of an Uber, and then I couldn't see. I was like flashbang, do you know what I mean, from Call of Duty when they throw a flashbang, bang, I was out. I can hear everything, but I couldn't see shit. And I was kind of got my conscious back, and my eyes started to, like, the vision started coming back.
So you blacked out?
Well, not blacked out, I was there. I just couldn't see. I was blind, pretty much.
That's so scary.
And then I open my eyes and I see my best mate Callum on the floor, wrapped in that fucking tinfoil with blood all over him. I thought my mate fucking died. I genuinely thought my friend died. I looked, and I was like, oh my god, my fucking best mate's dead. And I just started, boom, floods of tears.
The tears.
I was like, oh fucking hell. And I look at me, and I've got blood all over my shirt, cut lip, fucking all sorts, just crying. And then, like, I remember trying to FaceTime my mum. Like, instantly I knew what to do. My mum was a police officer. Boom, get her up, FaceTiming her. And at this point, all the police were there arresting the guys. Ambulances were there already. And me and my best mate went to hospital for a couple of hours, and went on the first tube back home covered in blood. And that's that. So now I'm just terrified to get into fights, basically, to cut long story short.
Well, cheers to that.
Cheers. Oh, but anyway.
What's bad is that you were on the phone to your mum, and as you were about to say where you were,
my phone died.
Your phone died, so your poor mother had no idea what actually happened to you. Like, if you were okay in the end.
Yeah.
If you were in hospital, and the fact that you got on the tube like that as well, you probably gave so many people a heart attack.
Oh no! Like, after the fight or whatever it fucking was, basically, my friends all told me they saw the guy with the bottle, and none of them got out the car to do anything, and they knew that it was just two guys, like 2v1, and they had a bottle, cut glass, like cut bottle already. None of them did anything.
What?
Until I got hit, and then they jumped out. One of them, Callum, jumped out the car. The rest sat in the car the whole time. So I had 3 of my mates just sat there watching all this shit go down.
Why are they your mates?
Freezing. Well, I don't speak to them anymore. But
that's rude. That is.
Yeah. Sorry for that long story. It's quite a long story.
It's an interesting one. It's a scary one.
It is scary. It's fucking horrible, man.
When you first told me, I was like, no bloody way, because I can't imagine you in a fight ever. And I can imagine the adrenaline that comes into your body and why you would just like burst out crying. But I get from a man's perspective that's quite embarrassing, because crying as a boy in this day and age is considered weak, I guess.
Yeah, and also crying after a fight is quite pathetic. I feel like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. Do you know what I mean? It just felt like...
if you thought your mate had gone...
I genuinely thought he was dead. I can't tell you how much blood he had all over his face, all over, like he had a slash across his... Like, apparently, if it was 1 inch deeper, he would have got brain damage.
Well, that's a very sensitive area. Guys, if you don't know this, your temple, you're not even meant to press down hard on it either. It's very sensitive on your head there. So even if you get bottled there, hit, punched, it's so dangerous. You can even go blind.
That's what I was saying. That's what I thought I was. I thought I was gone, mate. But yeah, anyway, that's my past. I'm not that type of guy anymore.
Well, that story does kind of lead into what else we are talking about in today's episode, which is why it's important to check up on your friends. The struggles that you guys face and that we face, that sometimes we feel we kind of have to keep them to ourselves and not share them with people. We're going to kind of be exposing those things. And we're also going to be talking about men's mental health, I guess, and why it's important to share those emotions and not bottle them up.
No pun intended. I think it's really important. I feel like we watched Queer Eye the other day, right? And it was basically the new season, and it was about a frat party, and these bunch of boys kind of were like all best mates, like they call themselves brothers, but they've never had a deep chat. And I can't remember what that guy's name. What's his name? Q? Is that the other guy?
Oh shit, I don't know.
It's Q, isn't it?
Q something.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the Queer Eye guys, he does the culture bit. So every one of the guys has like, they either help you with cooking, or they help you with fashion, or they help you with your hair. And this one is culture, so he basically helps them emotionally. And he was asking all the guys, when was the last time you checked up on one another? And long story short, they realised that they practically have never asked their mates if they're okay, and then it all ended up with them crying and hugging, and it was really wholesome to watch.
You cried, mate.
Of course I cried.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, it was more than wholesome. It's
emotional.
It's like watching a child being birthed. Do you know what I mean? It was like the new coming of men. Like, all 8 of them just bursting into tears, hugging, and I was like, God damn! Like, it makes you really think.
Well, the way I see it is, if a boy is crying, then you know they're sad, because obviously it's drilled into them that they can't show emotion. So when I see a boy crying, I'm like, oh my God, they're actually really sad. Because sometimes I cry, and I guess it's not necessarily because I'm really sad. It could be because I'm frustrated, because I saw something wholesome, or I'm crying of laughter. Like, there's so many reasons for why I cry. Yeah, or
on a period.
That's sexist.
The main number. Why is it say I can't get periods?
That's rude. That's what's the word? Sexist might not be the word. Stereotypical, yes. No, not stereotypical. You're being something.
Correct.
But whatever.
Every time you're on a period, you cry, and that's a fact.
Okay, yes, it's a fact, but you're not being fair, because not all women cry on their period, okay?
No, but I'm saying you. I'm not saying women cry on their periods. I'm saying you cry on your period.
Okay, yes, it does make me emotional, but have you ever bled from your pussy?
Bled from my bumhole, though.
Ugh.
Bad eczema.
I think that's worse, actually. I would cry if I bled from my butthole.
I did cry. Cried for my mum.
Well, anyway, yes, watching this on Netflix, we realised maybe this is something we should talk about on the podcast, because we have a lot to say, and I guess it's nice to get a man's perspective, aka yours.
Hello.
And also your guys' as well. So we asked you guys on Instagram a whole bunch of questions, but first we're going to get into the poll that we asked you, and that was, when was the last time you properly checked up on your friend? And we've got the results here. Not just a hi, how are you? Because that doesn't count. Because I do that all the time to my friends, but I guess that's not properly checking up on them.
This is like, we're talking about like a proper like sit down, or not sit down, but like, how are you?
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
genuinely.
So do you know what the poll results are?
What?
So this is what the poll was. That's the wrong one. It is this one here. How often do you check in on your friends? So we had an everyday answer, every week, every month, or never. So what do you reckon is the most frequent one? Every day, every week, every month, never?
I'd say every month.
Okay. So every week is the most popular.
Oh!
With 40%. Do you know what? I'm fucking proud of you guys.
Wow!
I'm fucking proud. Well done. Give yourself a round of applause.
I don't know if that's true. I feel like you're lying to yourselves if you're saying that. Or I'm just a really shit friend, but I already know I am anyway. So.
Well, there we
but
are.
we'll get into
you have
that.
your answer there. Second one, it was every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Wow, that is
Somebody's
effort.
chatting a little bit of shit.
Yeah,
there.
I think you're chatting shit.
I don't go to my mates every day and go, tell me
how are you?
How you are.
And
Fucking
also,
hell, woke up, mate.
Exactly, and if you're doing it every day, what's going to happen in that whole 24 hours?
I don't know. Just what I'm saying. Like I told you yesterday.
Oh, right. What's the next? What's the other ones?
Every month is 16%.
Okay.
And 11% was never, with 39 votes. So a few of you have never checked in on your friends. And that is fucking piss poor. And I'm going to tell you how it is. That is fucking piss poor. Because...
That is...
Not saying you're a shit friend, but man, people need someone to check on them. And if you think they're okay, they're probably not okay. Do you know what I mean? Always check, just to be sure, because you just never know what someone's going through, man.
The thing is, I say this right, but I've kind of sat back and really looked into myself as a person. And I can't judge that poll because, well, the majority said that they check on their friend every week, and that's not me. So yeah, I think what I've realised with myself is I, for some reason in my head, feel like I always have something I need to be doing. And I'm like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. And then maybe like a newish friend will ask me to go for coffee or go shopping, and in my head I'm like, I don't have time for that, I can't do that. And then I just don't meet them.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm dealing with my own things going on. It's like my brain thinks I just don't have time for people. And I think because I've got friends that I've had since reception, right? They're quite low maintenance friends because I've been friends with them my whole life. I know I don't need to ask them how they are. I know I can just say, oh, do you want to meet here, there, whenever? And they'll be like, yeah, okay. It's not like I have to make effort. But when I'm making new friends, I have realised that I'm not very good at it because I'm just quite a shit person when it comes to checking up on people and making the effort to hang out with them, and also having the fear that they're going to be a high maintenance friend too, because I've got so comfortable with the people I'm mates with now, and I know that I don't have to exactly put that much effort into it. It's so like freeing. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's more
no,
like...
it's not a bad thing, but it makes me feel bad that it's like, oh, okay. I've basically like had this realization, right, of what I've just explained. But then it's made me feel bad. Like, oh my God, like I shouldn't even consider the friends that I have now low maintenance. Like I should try a bit more harder with them. I should ask them. I definitely should ask them more. How are they? But I think I've just got comfortable with how easy the friendships are that I've got in a routine.
Yeah, but is it low maintenance because you kind of made the relationship you guys have low maintenance? Do you know what I mean? Because they know maybe that they can't open up to you, that they don't. So then they maybe open up to someone else, and then to you that they don't bother me with anything.
Yeah, but maybe
they are really struggling.
But I'm not saying that my friends could. The thing is, the friends I've got right now, I'm literally including my sister in that. Like I've got my sister, and then I've got my friends since school, like reception time. Like Izzy, for example, I don't actually remember the last time we sat down and said, "How are you?" Like,
you find it awkward, don't you?
Yeah.
But what's so weird? You've been friends since day one. Like, I find that bizarre.
Yeah, but it's not weird. Like we can
weird.
talk. I guess if we go out for dinner, sometimes we'll say this and that. But it's more like I don't know. We just don't do that often. I don't know why. And I think then I think, oh, okay, well, if I made a new friend, are they going to be that type of friend that like FaceTimes me every day and is like, oh, how are you? Da-da-da. Or they tell me about their problems, and then that worries me, and I'm like, oh God, am I going to have to? It sounds really bad, but yeah, I think I've just come to the realization that I just have the fear of someone else's issues being put on me because of past relationships I've had.
And that's fair enough.
It's kind of put up a wall where I'm like, I've had that before, where it's very toxic friendships, where it's like too much. You're telling each other too much, and you're relying on that person too much. So now I'm like, oh God, is everyone like that?
No, I agree. My friends back at school, I haven't really had it. I've had a few deep chats with them. Don't really speak to many of them now. Okay, another shot. No, I don't really speak to them like too much now. But I've never really had a deep conversation. But the friends I've got here in Brighton, I'm like, oh, I love them, man. They are like the best group of fucking people ever. And they check up on me. And I find that weird sometimes. I'm like, did I come across like I wasn't okay? Especially when I am okay. They're like,
yeah,
okay.
I
I'm
hate
like, what
that.
am I not? Not because am I not okay, but like, oh, maybe I'm not giving off the right. Maybe I'm not actually okay. And then it's like, I don't know. And it's a bit weird for people to check up on me because I'm like, oh, that's like, why do you care? But like, not in that way. But it's like, I've never had someone really do that. It is very foreign. It's very difficult. But I think it's something that's important, and it's that stigma needs to get broken. Like, what's the worst thing they're gonna do? Yeah, I'm having a really shit time, and they talk to you about it for half an hour, then they feel better because now they can feel like they can actually talk to somebody. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like dealing with other people's problems are a lot easier than dealing with my own. I don't know, that's like a me thing.
I mean, it depends.
There you go, fill up your tequila.
I think it depends what the problem is, and if it's a everyday. If you had a friend coming to you with an issue every single day, I don't think you would. No,
but we're not talking about every single day. And maybe someone is going through stuff that maybe for a couple of weeks they need to talk to someone every day. And that's fine, Like when, one of my mates went through a breakup, they went through a really tough time, and they came here and fucking he destroyed the house. So, they got to do what they got to do. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, I don't know how to word it correctly. I feel like I don't know. It's like, of course you want to be there for your friends, but I think because of past things I've dealt with, I'm like, I don't know how to word this.
Cheers to toxic friends. But, I think what was kind of like one of my mates the other day, we were out drinking, and I could sense maybe he wasn't 100% himself. And normally maybe I would look at that and be like, oh, we're having a little bit of a shit time, and just kind of get on with my day. But there was something about it, and I thought, oh, maybe I should like try and talk to him, but I don't want to make it a big deal. And it was kind of like upsetting me to see that he wasn't, I knew it wasn't him, like he was himself, and it was upsetting me. And I couldn't really get a moment to chat with him without making it look like it was a big deal, especially if there was nothing wrong and I've just now spun him out, or maybe something was really wrong and me talking about it there and then might have just made him like push over the edge, you know what I mean? So I messaged him, I was like, bro, I hope everything's okay. Like, you just seem like maybe you're not 100% yourself, and I just want to check in on you. And then he messaged back saying, to be honest, mate, I'm not. And then he kind of gave me a big paragraph, like, things he's going through or whatever. And I was like, fucking hell, man. Like, I would have never have known to that extent, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's kind of like, now I'm like, okay, now I understand like how you are and what's going on. Like, I understand you better now. So, you know, when I speak to him, we can like, talk it out. If he doesn't want to speak, that's cool. But just that I know he's okay and he always can speak to me, you know, and just vent. You know, I don't find it weird. Like, you know, I once was in Barcelona with my boys last year. And I just got really drunk and I just got really emotional. I just started telling everybody about my life and I just burst into tears. And they're like, fucking hell, mate. I would have never, ever have guessed you have gone through that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. You know, like for your TikToks and just you as a person. Like, I would have never, ever put you in that category or would have said you're this or fucking hell, you've gone through that. Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of people are very, I think, good at hiding their feelings and they don't want to be a burden to somebody else. But I think if they're truly your friend, you should never be a burden, no matter what they're going through. Because I feel like friends and like relationships and family members, they're there for the good and the bad times. Like if you're just gonna have a friend that's there for your highs, you know, so like a yes man, or you know, you've got events to go to, like I'll come with it, but they don't want to actually know you as a person and your flaws. Fuck them, man. I'm being serious.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Like, I definitely want to be there for my friends. I think my problem is I don't ask enough how they actually are. I just think they're just going to come to me and tell me, rather than me like having to ask and make sure they are okay. But I guess you should never think that, because for me anyway, I don't really tell people my problems. I tell them like shallow stuff, like shallow issues I've got going on, like the boiler not working. But like deep shit, I don't really... I kind of keep to myself, and I think that's why I went a bit like, I got a bit scared after realizing I'm not going to go to therapy anymore, because that was my one person I could speak to. But now I feel like, obviously I speak to James and I do tell him quite a bit, but most stuff I do, I feel like it's now just stuck internally, because I don't even know how I would voice my feelings, and also the fear of burdening someone, because I've had friendships in the past where they're not burden. It's really, I feel like there's a fine line between telling people your feelings and wanting help, which is so fair and you should do that, but then relying on someone to make yourself feel better, if that makes sense. Because I don't know if you've ever had friends where it's like they tell you your issues, but it's almost like you have to make it better, and if you can't be there for them in that moment, you're a shit person. Have you ever experienced that?
I've never had that, because I've never had shit friends.
I feel like that's something that I think that is why I worry, because I don't want to be in a situation like that again. Like, for example, I want to be there for people because I really do actually care about the people that I'm friends with right now. I think I just worry, oh no, am I going to then become their person that has to be there 24/7 and make sure they're okay 24/7, because I don't know if I can be that person because of the stuff that I've got going on. And I think that's why I put up a wall, because I'm scared that it's going to turn into that. But the thing is, realistically, it's not, because not everyone is like that. But it's hard to explain.
If they are like that, you can make that very
You
clear.
can set boundaries. But the thing is with me is I'm quite a people pleaser. Well, I have been in the past. I'm a people pleaser. And I find it very hard to say no. And I've only just learnt now how to say, oh, sorry, I can't FaceTime you right now. I know you're going through that right now, but I can't come to your house right now. Like, there's this stuff I'm only just now learning how to do.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like when people are going through a tough time, personally for me, I want to be there for them. Just in case, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like I said about the breaker who came into my house, or like, I don't know, someone's like, okay, shit, no, I really need to see someone right now. Anybody can come to my house right now. I'll go. Like, I'm not gonna not be that one to not go.
But do you get what I'm trying to say?
I fully get what you're saying, but that's because of the past. But you've got a really good set of friends right now, really good, and none of them would do that. One of them being your sister. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
You got to realise that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. My friends now, I wouldn't even consider them as friends. I consider them as like family members. Like, I know it would never be like that with them. So I'm now in a comfortable situation, and I'm like, do I even need to make new friends and risk?
Making new friends shouldn't be I'm gonna make new friends. It should be like just they pop into the group, or you just kind of.
I don't allow it.
Yeah, but I'm not saying like, let's say we go to an event and we see a few people and we're like, oh, fucking, you're right. And we get on with them for that night, yeah?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to be friends with them. It's just someone that you're a familiar face. But I'm talking like, you know, I've got a friend called Goose, yeah? And when we were in Thailand, he wasn't a part of the group. He hasn't moved into Brighton. And I came back and we got a new friend called Goose. And I was like, okay, cool. And then like spoke to him, so sound bloke, love him, great fucking guy. But like, it wasn't like I'm going to try and actively make a friend. It was just like, it was there.
No, I know. I know that, but I'm saying I've got walls up, even allowing people to even get to that stage.
I know.
Because like you've seen it with your own life. You live with me. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go meet so and so.
I'm like, what?
And be like, and I'm like, yeah, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I like them. Won't see them for like 6 months, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that person.
But you are very busy. You got to give yourself credit. You are a very busy person.
Yeah, I am a busy person.
Again, it's like you could probably see someone else for one night and have a drink. Do you know, like when I met my mate Theo, fucking hell, I've got so many friends, guys. When I met my friend Theo, I was like, he was just messaging me. He's like, oh, we should hang out and have a drink. And I never really do that because it's like probably a confidence issue. I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to speak about. And I went, John, fuck it, I'll go. And then I pulled my hamstring or whatever, my groin that day for playing football. And I was like, you know, I don't think I can really go. I can't really walk. And then you were like, no, you should go. And I was like, okay, I'll go. And then now I fucking love him. He's a really good mate of mine. And if I didn't force myself out of that comfort zone, you're too comfortable, bro.
I know.
I'm
so comfortable. I'm so comfortable, but I also have. I think I just don't want to like let people down. I guess as well, because I know that maybe because of my mental stability right now, I don't think I can be like a really good friend. So I'm like, why even bother trying to make new friends if I'm not in that headspace to even be a friend?
But you're a good friend to me.
Yeah, but you're my boyfriend, and the friends I have now are like family friends. They're like family members in my head, right? So it's like in my head I'm not worrying, oh, have I checked up on them recently, or have I did that? But with a friend, I've got to do that. It sounds so bad.
No, but listen.
But like, do you get what I'm saying? Because I know in my head I can't even deal with myself, let alone someone else.
But stop, calm. You do not have to say, do you understand? I fucking get it.
Yeah.
I'm just testing you. I'm pushing you to really fucking dig deep, because a new friend isn't going to be high maintenance straight away.
No, I know, but that's what I get scared of.
But and if they are, what do? You just don't see them again. It's really not that difficult.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're gonna restrict yourself from not making friends because one or two people in your past have been absolute pricks and taken advantage of you and your kindness. So now you're never gonna enjoy a new friendship. But it's not just in friendships; it's in I think it's just in every relationship or friendship I've had in life. I've just always been really bad at just putting boundaries. But that's a part of learning. You're young. You're 22. You've got another fucking 60 odd years in you. And
I also feel like, is this a me problem, or do other people feel like this?
Oh, everyone,
please, guys, if you're listening to this and you relate, please comment down below, because I don't know if this is just a me issue.
I guarantee it's not just a you issue. I'm just, it's like, I feel like we were very different. I love to make new friends. I'll chat to fucking anybody and everybody. My mates are mates with loads of friends, and fucking suddenly we're at the Waggo in Brighton and fucking 25 people are down. I've never met them in my life, and I'm like, I fucking love you, mate. I'm just like that. And you're maybe a bit more reserved. But that's maybe why we work. But
I get to know people. Like, I'm easy.
No, but you are so easy to get. It's hard
to get to know. But then I'm like, okay, I've got to know. It's like, oh, they're a nice person. Wall up.
And that's enough for you.
I'm like, that's enough.
Yeah. But that's part of, like, it's a process. Maybe you've got to really try. Maybe put your walls down just a little bit at a time, a brick by brick. Do you know what I mean? Maybe force yourself out one night. You don't really want to go out because you're a bit nervous or a bit, I can't be fucking bothered. And then you go, but you know what? That's actually fucking worth it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, we're going to get into your problems with, what some things that you maybe can't open up to your friends about, because exactly what Isabella's saying, you go through some shit, but you can't really feel like justify reasons to tell your friends because you don't want to be a burden, or maybe they're not those types of friends. So we're going to go into some now, because you somehow felt very comfortable with us to tell us some of your things. I think you've got them down, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got some. Oh no, you've got some.
No, you've got them for sure. I definitely don't have.
You didn't put any down.
I didn't put any down.
So you told me to look at some for you to not look either.
Yeah, because you'll get.
Well, I haven't got them all on my phone, James, because I thought that you were going to look as well.
I'm sure you got the good ones. I'm sure you got plenty enough. Go on, read some out. Fucking hell, man, the tonight, guys. I'm not in a very good space.
Someone said, I'm genuinely so lonely. Friends catch up without me because my uni is too busy. No boyfriend either. Ugh, I hate that. I felt lonely before in the past, and it's such a shit feeling, especially when you know your friends are going out without you. But I think the best thing to do about this, also, loads of you guys put this down, that your friends meet without you and you don't know how to deal with it. I think, one, you don't want to come across... It's hard because...
They can't stop their life for you. That's how I see it.
It's one of those things where it's like they're allowed to hang out with whoever they want,
Yeah.
but it becomes a mean thing when it's just you being left out. Say if it's you've got a group of 5 girls and 4 of them are hanging out and it's just you that's not being invited, that's fucked. But if it's like 2 girls out of the group and the 3 aren't invited, it kind of makes sense because sometimes you just want to hang out with someone one-on-one. But if it's just you being targeted to be not invited, I definitely think you should bring it up and be like, hi guys, this isn't to cause an argument or anything like that. I just thought I'd be honest with my emotions. I'm feeling a bit lonely at the moment, and I've seen you guys have been hanging out, and I'd love to be invited next time. Say that, and if they come at you like, oh well, we didn't know you wanted to come, or oh well, we were just hanging out, like no. If they're just a bit hostile about it, they're not your friends, because realistically, if you're not being invited, they probably don't like hanging out with you that much, and that's really hard to say and a hard pill to swallow, but it's the truth. Because to be honest, I've seen it in other friendship groups. They don't invite that one person because they don't actually like them. Yeah,
but like if you don't, because you're gonna make a fucking spin out.
I know, but it's the truth. It's the whole truth.
It could be a truth, but what if she is busy every time? And the problem is, it's like if you're,
you're saying she's the busy one.
If
that's why she's not.
If you're busy and they've asked you to come out 3-4 times, and you're going, no, then they're going to hang out the 5th time and not ask you. And they're going to hang out the 6th time and not ask you because they're going to assume you're busy.
Oh, 100% sorry. I didn't add that one in.
Relax a little bit, because I don't want you to be like, I have no fucking friends, because it could just be could also be a coincidence. You might be reading into it because you really miss them, and you're reading into everything they do, and they're probably thinking, oh, she's fucking busy, but she's fine. We'll hang out with her later. And it's not kind of like, it's just all about communication. But I wouldn't worry about it too much unless like you're actively saying, let's hang out, and they're like, oh, we're busy, and they don't actually want to hang out with you, and then suddenly they're hanging out with everybody else.
Listen to James, don't listen to me.
That's a classic thing.
No, but what I said is true in other forms. That
definitely can be true, but that's like the worst case scenario.
No, because it definitely is a reality.
Mate, you've gone through some shit for you to come out with this advice. You're like, fuck everyone, fuck your friends.
No, but it's true. It's true. It's true.
No, I know it's true, darling. I know it's true.
You're not a girl, so you don't have this mentality that girls have. Because like even
I've had that in the past, though.
Yeah, but I'll hang out with a group of girls, right?
Right.
And there'll be girls there that so-and-so says they don't like, or so-and-so says they don't like, but they're all out friends.
Yeah, but that's what I can never get about you girls. Why are you friends with them then?
That is the $1 million question that needs to be answered, because I don't know why it's just not as black and white in girl groups.
But what?
I don't know why. It's so bizarre.
So if you don't like X, and everyone hates X, but she's still hanging out, why the fuck is X there?
You tell me. I don't know.
How about you just go, just not invite X?
But then that's what I'm saying, because I've seen this in the past. I'm thinking, is this poor girl X?
Fuck, man.
Yeah. Because sometimes you've just got to take the sign and be like, okay, look, I'm clearly not wanted. Fuck them. And too right, fuck them. Because they haven't got the balls to just say if they have a problem.
If it was the boys, man, it would just be like, do you know what? I'm just not hanging out with them. It would be simple as that.
Yeah, I know. But it's just not simple. And
like, you'd probably just
girls.
be like, do you know what, mate, you're a bit weird. You said some crazy shit. We don't want to hang out with you. You'd be like, all right. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Who fucking knows?
Exactly. Like some people have said, I feel like everyone hates me, but I don't show it. I feel like my friends don't like me, but I don't know how to say anything. Like,
but that could be a like you might be again just reading into yourself a bit more. Maybe you're really not in a good space in your own mentality, that you're kind of like, people definitely hate me. Like I've like hung out with my mates before and be like, maybe they don't really think I'm that funny. Maybe I'm not that like I am a bit quiet. Maybe I'm a bit maybe not full on like to myself.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they fucking hate me. They just don't. It just, you're getting into
They're
your head.
too worried about
Yeah,
their self.
Well, they're too worried about themselves, but also you're just really worried about yourself. So you're over analysing fucking everything. They're not going to be your friends if they hate you. Well, unless you're ex, then yeah, they do hate you.
Someone said, how pressuring it feels to reply constantly and how draining it is at the moment. I feel like so many people.
Bro, I am so shit at responding, and it's got to a point where I'm so shit at responding with my own family that I'll get called up on. Like, my dad would be like, any danger of fucking giving me a message? Yeah. I'm like, oh shit, I haven't messaged you since 2021. Do you know what I mean? I didn't
it's
mean
bad
to be like that. I'm just so in the flow, but that's a fucking excuse.
Do you know what I think it is? Social media. And I'll tell you why. I sound like a boomer right now. But because we're on our phones and we're just scrolling on TikTok, right? We're constantly kind of like on our phones for entertainment. So then when you get a message, you can't be bothered to open that because you'd rather just scroll on TikTok. I reckon if we didn't have social media and we just had text messages from your friends, you'd be on that because you want something to keep you occupied, something to do. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get you and don't, but it's also like, I don't know. I'm just more of a, give me a call or I see you in person. And I feel... for
is that my friends?
Is that your friends?
Probably. It's 8 o'clock.
I thought they're coming at 8:30.
No.
That's your mates.
We got to book our beef, baby. Right, we'll do
hell.
one more message. Or we just won't answer the door.
All right.
We'll see how long they last. They'll call me if anything.
Okay.
Right. Self-confidence, body image, just not feeling good enough. Other people are saying they're scared for their summer holidays coming up, you know, being in a bikini and all sorts.
Yeah,
I completely agree
so
with
scared
that.
of getting in a bikini this summer, man. Fuck it, I haven't got a bikini body. If you see me in I've got a picture of me in a mankini and my fucking ass looks good. It would make
you have got a big back, to be fair.
I have a huge bum and a perky bum. So if any of you saw that photo or see a photo of me in a mankini, hide your missus, hide your boyfriends, because they're all coming for me. Do you know what I mean? It is a serious... Do you know Doja Cat, yeah? Or Nicki Minaj, wham bum.
Yeah.
Imagine that on a bloke. Me.
Big. If you ever see James in person, just look straight at his batty.
Yeah, it's huge. You wouldn't be able to miss it.
Another one for body image. She said, all, and I mean all, of my friends are skinny. But when it comes to summer and having to show my body, I hate having to show it or talk about it because I know they won't understand, or that they will just say I'm being ridiculous and stupid, or they will talk shit about me and how I look after. So I guess I don't want to burden my friends with problems that sound stupid. Love you guys. Love you too.
That's just not a stupid problem.
Yeah.
Like, if you're really worried about your self-image and that's really getting you down and it stops you from doing certain activities, trust me, I fucking know. Like, it is really difficult. Especially when all your friends are kind of like hitting the gym.
Yeah.
And you haven't. And I'm going to say this in the kindest and nicest way. Them hitting the gym, you know, it's not like, it shouldn't be, you know, how do I put it? Like, you not working out, that's absolutely fine. But it shouldn't really, if they're working out, that shouldn't get you down. Do you know what I mean? It's like their own thing. Like, yeah, they've got a good body and they're good shape and they've worked hard for it because they're hitting the gym.
Yeah.
But because you haven't, doesn't mean that you've got a shit body or like you aren't like working on yourself. Like, there's so many factors of reasons why maybe you don't have a perfect body. Also, you might have everybody's perfect. You do have a perfect body, but not just
they might be looking at you thinking, oh, I wish I looked like so and so, or she's got a big back or big tits or whatever the fuck.
I know so many people who are super skinny and be like, I want to put on some weight, I want to put on some muscle, and they can't. And I'm like, I want to be skinny. And then some people look at me and go, well, you are skinny. But I don't feel it.
I think, it all depends on, what you feel inside. But you shouldn't feel that you shouldn't think that your friends would see you as ridiculous for voicing those opinions. Yeah, they probably might not understand if they're all quite petite because they've probably never felt those feelings that maybe you're feeling. Maybe they have their own insecurities, but they might not be similar to yours. But I think if they're your friends, then they should be able to listen to your feelings and be able to be there for you and give you the confidence that you need. Say like, oh wow, you look really good tonight, or your makeup looks good, your outfit looks banging. Like those little compliments really help, especially if you're on like a girls trip. It's always nice to get compliments from like the others there to hype the girls up, you know, before you go on a night out.
The one thing I will say is if you're going, I fucking hate my body, do you want them to agree? Like,
no, of course they won't.
No, but like they go, I don't feel comfortable, and they go, well, yeah, I can tell, and then you go, what?
No one would say
that. But then if they go, no, you look great, you go, you don't understand.
I feel like it's not a win-win situation.
So if you said to me, if I said to you, I think I look a bit fat right now, and you go, no, you don't. I'm like, oh, you don't. Oh, I don't believe you. I do look fat. And you go, you look great. And I'm like, no, I'm fat. And then, and then you go, I go, oh, I think I'm fat. And you go, you are. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Okay, maybe you just have to communicate in a better way than something so black and white. Maybe you'll be like, look, I might not agree. You can say, I might not agree with how you're talking about yourself. I think you're very beautiful, but let's find a way to make you feel more confident tonight. Something like that.
Here's one thing I saw in a podcast clip. Like, if the way you talk to yourself, if somebody, a random person, your mate, spoke to you the way you speak to yourself, you wouldn't let that shit fly. You wouldn't. You would fucking punch them, argue with them. You would not be a friend with them anymore. But you guys, and not just you, and you, like everybody and myself, you talk so down on yourself. But if someone else spoke to you the way you speak to yourself, you'd be mortified. Mm-hmm. If you said to me all the things I say to myself in my head, I wouldn't be with you. No, yeah. And vice versa. Yeah, you're a prick. Yeah. But you, the person that you are with, you will be with yourself for life. Mm-hmm. You might not be with me forever. You could pass away, touch wood you don't. You could break up with me. You know, I am the only person I'll ever be with for life. Guaranteed. Mm-hmm. Guaranteed. But so yet, you're shitting on yourself every fucking day. And you're like, I want to be better. But you are enough. Like, and you just got to make sure that you're kinder to yourself, because it goes a long way. And I'm saying this, but I'm shitting on myself half an hour ago. It's
easier said than done, but there are like little coping mechanisms, and even like Olivia Kirkby on TikTok, for example, it's not like inner stuff. Well, I guess it kind of is. Yeah. She like for her insecurities, like say she doesn't like her thighs, she'll put like cute little thighs or something like that. She'll turn it into a positive rather than saying like, oh, my thick thighs, fucking hate them. But if you like cute little thighs, I'm like, yeah, do you know what? I'll start doing that. Like, there's ways to help yourself.
Also, trial and error, man. Yeah. You just got to like try something. It doesn't work out for you, then try again. Gym might not work for you. I don't fucking really like going to the gym. So what do I do instead? Maybe I'll eat better at home from the Asda shop I do. Or maybe I'll just go on a walk more. Maybe get more steps in. Not have to work out in front of everybody. I could just go on a fucking long walk. Do you know what I mean? But it's awful when... it upsets me when people say like what they just said about the body image. Like, it fucking... like, society today and other people like making you feel like there's a certain body standard. I know it's getting better with like body standards and stuff, but like it's not good enough. And no matter what's happening in the world to make beauty standards better, you're always going to just shit on yourself anyway. Yeah, you just are, because you know in your head really like what you deem as like a good body, no matter what the media says. Moral
of the story is, if your friends are your friends, they should be there for you and listen to your thoughts and feelings. And if they know that you're feeling like that and feeling like you need a bit of confidence, they're going to hype you up. And I think it would be beneficial for you to talk to them. And I think that goes with anything in life. If you've got something that's bugging you, reach out to your friends, reach out to your family. Don't hold it all in, because I definitely do that. And I need to learn to know that it's okay to say things, and it's not a burden. I think I just have the fear of crossing the line and feeling like I'm annoying someone, because I know that everyone has their own issues, so I know sometimes it can be like a lot to put them onto someone else.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, be kinder to yourself, and if you don't really have anybody, you can always message one of us.
Yeah, the best friends who fuck, DMs are always open.
And we'll always try and respond. Maybe, you know, just if you feel like you need to talk to us, you can, and it's don't feel like you can't. And maybe even if you just message us and be like, don't respond, just get it out to somebody.
Yeah,
do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, we don't have
Don't
to
keep it
respond.
in.
Just say, here's a fucking, because we don't know you. You don't really know us. And it's like almost like we're a therapist. Just send us your shit, vent, and you say don't respond. We won't respond, and we'll just a vent. Do you know what I mean? Just get it out to someone rather than your notes or yourself. But there we are. That's what we'll leave you with today, guys.
Thank you for listening to this podcast episode, guys. You know, we're back every Thursday at 6 p.m. And sorry once again if this episode was chaotic, and I hope I did get my points across. But
you're a great person. Don't worry about it.
Thanks.
You're fine. I promise you. You just had a troubled childhood, man. But honestly, people agree, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
I just had to challenge you to see where it was really coming from. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But no, you're perfect. So don't worry.
Right.
And if you made it this far, comment titties, but with 2 double D's. So TIDDIES. Titties. And also, enjoy the rest of your week. Love you lots.
Have a good
See you
weekend.
later. Bye-bye.